Hello, my name is Megan Malik, and I am the founder of A New Path, and I empower, equip, and support decision makers when they are working on preparing their own paperwork for emergencies and end of life, when they are stepping into roles with their parents, and when they are in the process of actually starting to settle someone's affairs. And so today I'm here with Grounding, Grieving, Gratitude, and Grace in the United States of America. Today is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and it starts a holiday season that I really think for all of us, grief is present. And for those who have recently lost someone or even not so recently lost someone, this time of year can evoke all kinds of feelings. And so today we're going to be looking at permission, the permission slip that you can write for yourself. And before we do that, it's always nice to come into space with one another. And we're going to do that today with grounding through something called sipping breath. Sipping breath can soothe you and relax you when you become stressed and overwhelmed. I also like it because you can do it really any place you are, and it doesn't look like, oh, I'm doing a breathing technique right now. And it's also not a lot to remember. So what we do is we breathe in through our nose, and then we breathe out through our mouth like a straw. So I'll show you, and then we're just going to do 3 of those together. So we breathe in through our nose. And then out like you're breathing out through a straw. And again, we're going to do that 3 times together. And I just invite you to notice as you're doing it, any shifts or changes, should you have any inside. All right, ready? Yeah, that was 3 breaths, 3 minutes. So just check in and notice, has there been any shifting or changing within you in that time? And as I said, so grief and the holidays, right? So sometimes when you're newly experiencing it or you're at an anniversary point, the holidays can be difficult. And yet, I want to make space for the fact that for many people, holidays bring about all kinds of stressors. And sometimes that can be because grief is actually a guest at our event, whether it's the loss of a person that's there, or we're not celebrating a tradition that we had been accustomed to, or simply that things aren't as we wish that they were, that we were at a place with ourselves and our relationships that are painful, that the feelings of disorientation, anger, frustration, sorrow, numbness, irritability, anxiety can all be little parts of us actually indicating that we might have grief inside. And if that's you, I simply want to make space for the fact that that makes complete sense. And so David Kessler, who is a grief expert, actually says that grief uniquely permits us to evaluate what parts of the holiday work for us and what don't. And so today, I want to invite you to consider here as we get ready in the United States to go into Thanksgiving week and kind of globally going into the December holiday season. So, what permission slip might be helpful and supportive for you to write for yourself for this time? Um, also to say, Brene Brown talks about writing permission slips. So I actually have my holiday permission slip here. Mine is permission to pause and to revise the plan, because I recognize for myself that sometimes I might have a plan that I think is good and I might want to change my mind. And so often in grief, we have a plan and then we think, okay, I'm going to do this, and we get there and something happens in us and we say, I might need to leave this event early. Okay. Or we're in grief and we think, I don't think I want to go to that event. It's too much this year. But maybe we RSVP and we say, I'm not sure. And we're doing our thing and we say, you know what? I think I might like to give that event a try. And we text or we say, hey, I'm going to show up, and we go. And so just, to give yourself a whole wide range, right? It doesn't need to be either or. Just what space and permission do you need to give yourself, your heart, your mind, your soul this holiday season? And kind of thinking about that as you do that, I want to share with you a poem that I wrote 10 years ago, actually. It was when my spouse and I were celebrating our first Thanksgiving in the house that we thought was going to be our forever home, with our kind of recoupled family. We were several years into that family, but this was the first time that we were hosting in this space. And I felt a lot of pressure, and there was not a lot of noise going on externally as well. And so I wrote this poem called Thanksgiving. I unplugged this week. The noise in our world, both far and near, so loud I couldn't hear a simple gratitude, not one. Here I was preparing Thanksgiving, an oven christening, a home christening, a family christening. All I could do was stir the simmering pot of anger. So I did the only thing that I could think of. I unplugged. I unplugged and I raged. I unplugged and I wept. I unplugged. I heard no voice. I did find gratitude. Gratitude found me preparing a feast with a fifth grader. She asked me if we could cook together. We christened our kitchen in the peeling of the potato, the sautéing of celery and onion, and her invention of the stuffing ball. We, stepdaughter and stepmother, mashed and chopped. Our rhythm became a prayer of thanks. And so I say to you all as we go into this time, may you know that you are not alone, that you are not empty-handed. And may you know that grief and gratitude and grace find us as we pause. Blessings, peace, and namaste.